Hi, this is James from GPX, and I just thought I'd take the opportunity to show you the 2023 GPX 300 FSE, which is a fuel-injected enduro bike with a very lively engine that's, a real rever. This bike over in the States has been raced, during Hare and Hounds. And there's some real quick riders riding this bike over there, and they've posted videos on YouTube which show this, which are impressive, and it shows the performance of the bike. At the very heart of it, you have the Zongshen 293cc engine, which has got 6-speed, and it's a double overhead cam, 4-valve liquid cooled engine. It's got kickstart backup, as you can see, as well as electric start. It's got very long service intervals. You're looking at 6,000 miles for valve checks, okay, and also you're looking at about 2,000 to 3,000 miles for oil changes as well. So that's significantly longer than Austrian competition. These are very reliable engines. They don't break down. I'm not aware of a single one of these Zongshen engines which has actually gone bang. They're very reliable, dependable engines with long service intervals. So we recommend the oil is fitted. If, for instance, you're doing trail riding, you're looking at about 3,000 miles per changes, and you alternate that with the oil filter change. So you wouldn't change the oil filter, the paper element down there, every time you change the filter, or you could do, if you want, you just alternate it and do it every other oil change. And you've got an oil strainer there as well, and these two items here are similar to KTM items, but they're not the same. But the paper element looks similar and the oil strainer looks similar, but they're not the same. They're fitted. We recommend 10W40 fully synthetic motorcycle oil in this bike. So let's just start at the front. Okay, this bike is fitted with the new decals. I'm not just talking about the style of them, but they're fitted with a thinner decal on it. And it's all right thinking, oh, I want really thick decals on my bike, but they don't actually go around corners. And in some of the bikes that came earlier on in the year, they were a bit too thick and they didn't go around the corners. So we fed that back to the factory, and they've got a different decal supplier now, and they're fitting significantly better, and going around the corners and sticking well. And also the heat in the container when they're coming over sort of can peel them off a little bit, but that's not happening anymore. That's sorted out. Now, looking at the front, you've got stainless steel spokes on these wheels, which I think is a real benefit, because you're just not going to get the rust there that you would have on other bikes. The bike's going to stay nice and shiny for longer. That's a real good thing. And then you've got billet hubs, wheel hubs, stainless steel, decent discs, which are a good thickness. They're not going to wear out easily. And then you've got fully sintered pads over here in the caliper, which some riders have got 100 hours out of. Okay, that's a regular fitment pad in there. We do have them in stock, and we have them at very good prices. So there's no need to go elsewhere, but you can do if you want. There you've got the speedo cable going into the caliper. The speedo reads in kilometers and miles per hour, and then obviously the hydraulic hose going up to the top. This bike comes with a disc card, which is very strong. They don't break easily, although I'm sure some of you will prove me wrong. These are open cartridge forks. Okay, they're both identical on both sides, so they've both got springs inside, which is good. And then up underneath, I don't know whether you can see, it's got a red compression adjuster on both legs. Okay, and these adjusters make a lot of difference. Don't think they don't. Some bikes, you can click around all day long and you just don't get any difference in the feel of the front, but these make a significant difference from one extreme to the other. I have mine in the middle and they just work perfect for me. These are the same forks that run through on the 250 TSC, on the 250E and the 450R as well, the big 4-stroke. And up at the top you've got rebound adjusters, One is blue and one is red, but they are both rebound and they both do the same thing. And then you've got bleed valves as well. Okay, that's a nice extra. So after about an hour on the bike, you might want to push that with the forks fully upright, just to release any air that's been trapped in there, which is a real common thing that happens on enduro forks because they get a bit stiffer. But you can introduce that plush feeling straight away just by pushing that, letting they just go for like a second or two, releases the air, and they feel wonderful again, lovely and plush again. So these forks are really adjustable. You know, the faster riders might want to stick a bit more oil in there. I'm not saying that you need to, you don't. These forks are set up perfectly for fast riders. They're plush forks, but they're only plush, you know, for the first sort of a third of the stroke. And then afterwards, you know, they stiffen up. There's no clonking, there's no metallic feel. They are as smooth as silk. And they don't bottom out, they don't top out, there's no metallic feel. They are proper decent forks. Standard seals fit, standard springs fit. You're going to have no problem tailoring these forks to what you actually need. It's really decent suspension. It's one of the most amazing things on GPX bikes, is the suspension. Now, they're made by SZC, which is the company that make a lot of the aftermarket accessories on this bike. And they make a lot of components, as I've just mentioned. And but they're an in-house company. Owned by the factory that make the GPX bikes, so it's all done, you know, by the same people who are crazy mad bikers, just like the rest of us. You know, they're really into their bikes. You know, they're out riding and racing and hosting championships and sponsoring championships out in China, and you know, these guys are just bikers like the rest of us. You know, it's just a privately owned company out there. And they're just really mad on bikes, and they do a bloody good job in actually producing bikes. These bikes are top quality. Now, at the front, you've got a 4 LED headlight, which is very bright. You can go down a dark road, turn that on, and it illuminate way in front of you and both sides of the road. It's as powerful as one car headlight. It's really powerful. Don't underestimate that. You can forget, you know, the other enduro brands where, you know, they turn on their little bulb in the centre or their one LED and, you know, it's a pathetic sort of glow around here. This is nothing like this. I mean, these are the best on the market. They've got, these are proper pucker models and they don't break, okay? I've crashed mine God knows how many times and, you know, I've not had any problems with it at all. They've got a cooler on the back. Not that really matters. So up here on the bars, you've got a cable clutch, which means total reliability. You can fall off it, and if you do break this, then you're not breaking sort of a 200 quid's worth of hydraulic sort of master cylinder up here. You're just breaking sort of a, you know, a 10 quid sort of clutch perch. Which is, and it's lovely and light. It really is. It's lovely and light. You know, you can do it with one finger, or you can do it with two. It's entirely up to you. And then here on this side of the handlebars, you've got lock-on grips. Okay, so they're not going to slip and slide off. You don't have to glue them on. It's all got a bit more high-tech these days, and the lock-on. You've got a flasher there. You've got a kill switch, headlight high and low, indicators, and your horn as well. Okay, and over on this side, electric start button and a decent quality alloy throttle, as well as your master cylinder for your powerful front brake. And these are very good front brakes. Okay, and you've got your LED speedo. You can see the plastic film on top of that, so if you get any funny reflection, you know why. Okay, you can see it reads in miles an hour, or it'll read in kilometers, and it shows all of those different settings, which you can see on there. Okay, looking at the front of the bike, this is an entirely stock bike here, so everything you see here you're getting completely stock for the 5695 asking price, which includes the VAT. You've got radiator shrouds there just to offer a bit of protection. You've got a fan on the radiator here, okay, which is an automatic thermostatically controlled fan, so you don't have to worry about that. It just comes on and off. You've got LED indicators which are bendy. I mean, I I can't tell you how many times I've crashed my GPX 250 CSE within the 24-hour dawn till dusk. The indicators, I mean, the thing doesn't break. You know, they're remarkably good quality. These things, these bikes last. They're proper quality bikes. What have we got? We've got a decent rear shock, which again is built by SZC, which are the initials of the factory owner. And billet linkage, as you can see. I mean, look at the beautiful sort of engineering down on there. You can see it. You know, this is properly sort of nicely engineered. You've got rebound adjustment there, which again makes a significant amount of difference. You've got high and low speed compression here. The one at the Allen key in the centre is the regular compression, and the blue is the high speed. And then obviously you've got the spring preload there. Now down here you've got GPX's really sort of very simple but genius way of actually reducing the seat height down by 38 millimeters, 40 millimeters in fact, just by moving that 13mm bolt through to that hole there. Just drops the back end of the bike down. And you can obviously drop the forks up through the yokes to give you the same drop on the front and the back. That's if you want to do. Comes with decent off-road tyres. Really nice quality stainless steel silencer. I mean, look at the welding on it. I mean, it's not been, you know, it's not just been thrown together. This is a really decent quality bike. Okay, the rear brake lever is adjustable at the back there, as you can see. This adjuster here adjusts the height, okay, and that one adjusts, that's the stop. I didn't get a particularly good angle on that, but you can see. So if you want it higher, you can do. And then you've got the handy sort of sight eye as well on the side of the window, glass side, just so you can see your oil level at any given time. But these engines don't burn oil. They last and last and last. They're very mechanically quiet, as you will see. Going through to the back, aluminium swing arm. Again, decent rear wheels that take a 140 tyre easily. They don't come with a 140 tyre, they come with a 110 rear tyre. But you can take a 140. Again, stainless steel spokes, alloy hub, alloy sprocket, decent caliper, powerful brakes, very powerful brakes, LED indicator, and rear light. Now it's got a, you can take the baffle out on here, okay, by taking that little rubber bung off the side and removing the baffle outwards, which it just makes it a little bit more powerful and increases the tone. You've got an O-ring chain here, which is fitted as standard. All of the bikes here come with a protective film over the decals, so you know, just letting you have a look around here. It's got two bearings on this side, and it's got one bearing on the other side. It's got a quick access air filter. Let me just show you in there. Okay. All right, which just clips on both sides, one there and one on the other side. And again, I'll probably fiddle around with it, but I'm just putting that back on. There we are. That didn't need much of a tap and it's on perfectly. Nice billet alloy gear lever, billet alloy footrests, decent strong chain guards. They're not going to wear out quickly. And when they do wear out, we've got them all, remember. We've got them in stock here in the United Kingdom. Retractable. You've got on the radiator, you've got a system where you've got an overflow tank. That's it, just there. So when it gets really hot, let's say you're stuck in a tree trying to get up a hill, you're riving the hell out of it, you can't get anywhere, and you're just digging a hole in the ground. You know how it is, a bit of green laning fun or racing fun. Well, instead of actually just going and all of the steam coming out, what this bike does and what this system does, it allows the actual water to go through this hose into this bottle here. Okay, and then when the bike cools down, the vacuum that's formed within the radiator sucks the actual water back into the radiator. So it's a really clever but simple system. They've been around for ages, these systems, but these modern bikes just don't have them on. And why not? You know, it's brilliant. They don't cost anything to put on, but it's just a superb little accessory on the bike. Really nice, good quality clamps. Again, billet alloy clamps, Very nice attention to detail. I mean, just look, it's really nicely made. You know, the rubber's good quality, everything's decent quality. You've got a key here for a tiny bit of security. I'm not suggesting it's going to do everything, but just helps to stop some tow rag starting your bike up and wheeling it off down the road while you've got your back turned. Now this one's covered with a polythene bag. This is a brand new bike, but it's got a very grippy seat cover, as you can see, with the GPX logo actually sewn on. And underneath here you've got the fuses, and you've also got a lithium battery, so not a heavy lead battery. You've got a battery which is a lithium one, all right, which will last a long time. These bikes come with a 6-month warranty, and they can be registered for the road by us or your dealer as well. And there we are. They're really, really decent handling bikes. You'll find that the actual geometry of it is pretty much exactly the same, you know, as other bikes out there. They ride beautifully. The suspension it's got a nice bit of plushness at the start, but then it gets stiffer as it goes down. So you can green lane this bike, or you can really rev the hell out of it and take it racing. And we've got all the parts for these bikes. So if you break something, snap something off, damage it, hole it or whatever, we've got it, so you can get your bike up and running. Here is the startup of the 2023 GPX 300 FSE. Just turn the key and wait for the fuel pump to prime. Turn it off either by the key or by the kill switch. Key or kill switch. There we are. I hope you like it.